This is Sky World News with Hannah Tallett.
These are the top stories on Sky World News. There have been celebrations on the West Bank and in Gaza after an historic decision by the United Nations. The General Assembly voted overwhelmingly to upgrade the status of the Palestinians from observer entity to non-member observer state. Israel and the United States, though, downplayed the vote, saying it changed nothing and made peace with the Jewish state even more difficult. Well, the vote by the UN General Assembly means Palestine is now considered a non-member state at a time when international attention has been very much focused on the Middle East. Well, this is the moment the vote went through.
The result of the voting is as follows. In favor, 138. Opposed, 9.
Well, this was the scene in Ramallah as the news was announced. Well, joining us now from Jerusalem is the Israeli politician Dr. Einat Wilf, who's a member of the Israel's Foreign Affairs and Defence Committee. Dr. Wilf, many thanks for joining us on World News this morning. Is Israel concerned or just unimpressed with this birth certificate for Palestine?
First of all, congratulations on the birth of their state. In general, in Israel, I think people are aware that this is a symbolic decision and is seen as such. The question is now whether the world and the General Assembly will actually take whatever implications are from the decision that they have made. For example, on the issue of refugees, if the state of Palestine now exists and is recognized and is a non-member state of the United Nations, then all those living within its territory should no longer be considered refugees, and the UN General Assembly should behave in that manner. So I think it would be very interesting to watch whether the General Assembly, the UN, and the countries of the world actually take this decision seriously, or was it in many ways just for show?
You talked there about refugees, that being one aspect of this new status for Palestine, but also another aspect is that the availability of the International Criminal Court. I mean, is Israel concerned about that, about possible future prosecutions of Israelis?
Let me put it this way. If we want to talk about real things, at the end of the day, it's clear that this vote does not create a state. A state is created through negotiations. The people who want a state would actually be engaged in a process of trying to get it in a real way on the ground rather than a virtual way in New York. The Palestinians and the Arab world in general has been engaging in war against Israel for decades. It has failed to achieve its aims by a variety of violent means. In recent years, it has shifted to the diplomatic arena. And this is giving one more tool in the arsenal in order to conduct a diplomatic, legal campaign against Israel, one that Abu Mazen declared himself. A year ago, he said, I will go to the UN, so I will also have the legal means in order to engage in battle against Israel. And at the end of the day, people who want a state engage in building their state rather than battling against another one.
Do you think that, though, this latest development then improves the prospects for direct negotiations between Israel and Palestine?
At the end of, if it helps the Palestinians enter the negotiating table, they kept on not coming to the table for the last few years, always finding this and that reason. If this symbolic gesture, this victory in the UN helps them kind of have the the feeling that they can go to the negotiation table in a better position, then great, and good for them, and hopefully good for peace. But in order for this move to really help the prospects of peace, what we need, not from the Palestinians, from the world's countries, and especially those who voted for it in the hope that it would promote peace, to take the full implications. They would now need to look at the descendants of refugees who live in the West Bank and Gaza and have citizenship elsewhere, and basically explain that from now on they're citizens of Palestine and can no longer be considered refugees and claim that status with all that it implies. After all, the idea is to promote a two-state solution. I'm reminding everyone that the UN partition resolution from 65 years ago was about a Jewish state and an Arab state. A Jewish state would mean that 5 million Arabs who have never been born in Israel cannot claim to want to be there and to relocate there. So if people are going to be serious about the implications about a two-state solution, about two states for two peoples, about the fact that the Jewish people, like the Arabs, like the Palestinians, have a right to their own, then we can have peace.
Dr. Einat Wilf, many thanks for your thoughts this morning.